Hello and welcome to VC House. And today, let me introduce Anil Joshi. He is managing partner of Unicorn Venture Fund, which is located in India. And Anil, before we start our interview with you, please tell us about your fund and the strategy. Which geography do you invest on? Which stages? Uh, please.
Sure, Alexander. Thanks for having me. Very good afternoon to you all. So, I run a fund called Unicorn India Ventures that's based out of Mumbai, India. We are early stage tech focused fund. Currently, we are in our third fund. The first fund was approximately $16 million, which we deployed in some 17 companies. Today, the fund is approximately 3.2 times, of its size. We are in sixth year, and just before pandemic started, we launched our second fund in India, which is $60 million. And as on date, we have invested in six companies. This fund is also, India focused, and we invest in pre-series series A stage companies, and maybe one or two exceptions at seed stage. So that's a brief about my fund.
So mostly you are investing in around A or pre-round A and sometimes in seed stage, on seed stage.
That's true,
That's
Alex.
correct. Okay, and I saw that you have already 35 investments and two
Yeah,
exits, correct?
very true.
Okay, great. And what about I did not hear you very good. About geography, you said you invested in the startups which are located in 16 countries.
No, we invested in 17 companies in India. So geography wise, we
Here.
invest in India. However, we also have a small open-ended evergreen fund based out of UK, which is to invest in companies based out of UK. So that's a cross-border fund,
Okay, so
which was launched in 2018, and so far we have invested in seven companies there, seven or
uh,
eight, I guess.
okay, but still your main focus is Indian startups.
Very true.
Okay, we'll talk about it because it's really interesting. And can I ask you, you know Kleiner Perkins, and there is a guy, John Doerr at Kleiner Perkins, and he said that uh, to be a good VC, you're going to lose money, and the losses are going to be approximately 25 million US dollars. To which
Oh my
extent
God.
do you agree with this with John?
So, by nature, our investments, are in futuristic company where we don't know how it will go. So it's quite risky. I agree with him that we will have losses. My learnings had been that most likely your first couple of investments in fund would go bad. So since I invest in early stage company, statistics says that almost 40% of our investment probably will go bad, right?
Mhm.
So giving a number in terms of dollars is not easy, but percentage wise, there is very likelihood of 40% of our investments will go bad.
So, do you think you have lost enough money?
Oh no, I don't know. No, we had been slightly lucky, Alexander. Out of 17 companies, three companies have folded for us, but rest of the portfolio is doing good. I'm actually, glad to share with you that in India, for our vintage fund, we are two times or more than two times industry average. So we are doing
Uh,
pretty well as far as fund is concerned. I don't know. Somehow, stats are not, no, not going against us. So we're being, doing far better than, industry average as of now.
okay, great, great. And what about Indian market? I know, for example, that India is number four after United States, China, UK, where the largest number of unicorns are growing. So it's really, as for me, great market with very good future for venture capital industry. What do you think about Indian market?
So, I got introduced to Indian startup ecosystem early in 2000 when, there was not much about, startups in India. And the real traction we started getting was in, 2012-13 period, right? So, since then, we today we have around 36 unicorns. In terms of size of startup industry, probably India is number two or three. In terms of unicorn, you're right, we are number four. Last week, our prime minister, actually, addressed in a startup event called Praram, and that was basically to, encourage, startups in India. And the interesting statistics which were shared during the event was that in next 2 years times India probably will cross 100 unicorns. So that speaks a loud about the potential of the industry. And to share with you, I think we still have a lot of room for new VCs to explore Indian market. We have more supplies to invest in than to deploy money. So lot of room for growth in VC industry. Quite exciting time I'm seeing to witness in next 5 to 10 years.
Thank you. Thank you, Neil. And it seems for me many VCs today are thinking about coming to Indian market. Yeah, because it's really big and a lot of unicorns are growing. And but when I was in Bengaluru, we made the event there. It's our unicorn battles. Yeah, it's our brand is very much like yours. You have unicorn venture fund. We have unicorn battles. Yeah, unicorn
Yeah.
events. And
So we
many
are we
many
are we are name brothers, Unicorn and Unicorn.
so in Bengaluru, many local VCs um, told me that it's appear that a lot of Indian startups today are the copycats. Uh, I mean, they are the copy, the business model which appeared in US or Europe or somewhere else. And but still they grow a lot and become a unicorns. So do you think it is a problem, and do you agree that a lot of copycats yet in India?
So it's a very interesting analogy, Alexander. I agree that we have many similar companies. Let's talk about Uber, which started in US, and then we have Ola, which is competing head and shoulder with Uber in India. The beauty about Indian startup is they built on solution which is suitable for India, right? So many of initiative or innovation by Ola are now being also adopted by Uber, right? So yes, I agree that some of the concepts have been picked up from overseas market, but that has been indigenized for local market, and that is also offering a lot of learnings for our peers in whether in the US or Europe, and a lot to learn. But there are also very interesting stories. We do have a lot of innovative ideas which have been groomed in India and are also serving markets like in Europe, Middle East, and US. So what I believe that India will keep learning and adopting from innovative ideas overseas, but on top of it, they will keep innovating and improvising the idea, which will also offer learnings to our peers in overseas market. That's my view, Alexander.
Thank you, Anil. And we also now are looking for one startup in India and
Okay.
probably would like to invest in this startup together with one Japanese corporation. And
Okay.
uh, is it safe for foreign VCs to come to India and to invest in local startups?
Oh yes, very much. It's very much safe. Look at Flipkart, which was kind of seeded by Excel partner, and then we had host of other investors, in Flipkart, which was then acquired by Walmart. That was one of the largest exit, which an Indian startup gave to investors. So it is very much safe. In fact, I have a couple of investments where I have friends, overseas friends who have invested in personal capacity, and they have also taken exit. So nothing to worry. I think this is probably one of the best time to explore investments in Indian market. Yes, we do have some lengthy processes, but that's fine, right? Every country have their rules and regulation need to be followed. As long as you're on on right side of documentation, there's nothing to worry. You just need to comply with certain investment guidelines, and you're safe to invest and enjoy your investment benefits. Not to
Mhm,
worry at all.
mhm.
Not to worry
And
at all.
when you invest in local startups in India, is it usually incorporated in India or Delaware? You know, that typical scheme for VCs to invest in Delaware companies.
So we do have, Alexander, a lot of cases, where Indian companies, have structured their holding company in Delaware, especially the one who are, getting, selected by Y Combinator. I invested in a company which then got, headquartered in Singapore. So we do have those examples, but I think learning from these examples, Indian government have taken certain measures which encourage companies to stay in India, and also attract investors from overseas. So if you ask me, yes, we do have such structures where companies are you know structured in Delaware, but there are also companies which very much growing in India and attracting investments from overseas. So yes, we have both kind of investments.
Okay, okay. Anil, thank you. And if the Indian startup wanna uh, raise funds from you, yeah, capital from you, uh, so how do you usually accept applications through your website or?
So we have several sources to have deal flow. Of course, our website attracts a lot many. We have LinkedIn. We have a lot of entrepreneurs who refer to us. We have friends like you who refer to us for co-investment opportunity. Then since uh, I enjoy being in this industry now almost for 2 decades, have some unfair advantage being known to most of the people who matter to startup deal sourcing. So pretty
So,
much
I
pretty
mean,
much
startup can go to your fund through any channel, and you will look for its application. Yeah, correct.
definitely.
Yeah, so great. Because some guys just wanna see, these referrals and will not see for the startups which come through website. Just my
No,
question.
we do get website as well. We do get a lot from LinkedIn as well. But our the strongest source is friends like you who helps get us introduced to promising startups.
Okay, thank. Uh, Question maybe. Next question about your secrets.
So
What is
Alexander, there's
what is your secret to investing in really great startups? Do you have secrets?
so We have a lot of learnings, Alexander. Been in this space for almost 20 years. Have gone through 100 plus investments. As a part of Angel Group, and now we ourselves have 35 companies of portfolio. The biggest learning what we had was identifying good entrepreneurs, and investing in entrepreneur and their idea, because most of the learnings, the original idea keep pivoting. And we have 35 companies, except one or two. I'm seeing companies, continuously, improvising on their ideas, their products, their services. What worked for us, identifying good entrepreneurs, who had tenacity, and passion to work on and achieve their vision, of continuous growth. So I believe the secret sauce. We might say that we work on digital solutions, we work on futuristic, high end deep tech. I think those two for everyone. But what really has worked for us, getting access to good entrepreneurs, and that's what we had been following. We invest more on people, than opportunities.
Okay, thank you very much, Anil. Thank you for sharing your secrets. And so I hope it will be very interesting for our community. And yes, as we have part of our community in India today, so I'm sure it will be interesting for
Oh,
yes,
sure.
entrepreneurs and business angels as well. So thank you very much again.
Thank you, Alexander, and I'm sure we will invest together soon.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.